Make a move now.
Hi everyone, my name is Kurt Dunn.
Greetings from Cali's Kelly Yoga.
Hey, it's Robin Morrison, and I am your National Physical Activity Specialist. And it's time to make a move.
Jamaica, let's get moving again. Season 2 of the Ministry of Health and Wellness Jamaica Move series is here. Join us Wednesdays at 5 a.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on CVM TV. Let's get moving.
Make a move now.
No more fear of missing out. CVM TV News is on YouTube. Get up-to-date news, sports, and business content at CVM TV News anytime, anywhere. Subscribe now to CVM TV News to see it happen.
Small business owners and independent contractors get affordable insurance with Sagicor Pro Shield. The time by Sagicor Life is
7 o'clock.
In CVM News at 7, Councillor condemns murder of St. James businesswoman. Earthquakes rattle sections of the island. Tense by-election period for Anon Town. And in sports, Steve McLaren expects tough test against the USA. From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7, the weekend edition, for Sunday, November 10, 2024. I'm Ronaldo Adams. The island was today jolted by 2 earthquakes an hour apart. According to the earthquake unit at the UA Mona, the first moderate earthquake was recorded at around 10:50 this morning and registered a 5.6 magnitude. The epicenter was located approximately 152 kilometers north of Ocho Rios, St. Anne. It was reportedly felt across several parishes, including Kingston and St. Andrew. Meanwhile, the second, described as a strong earthquake, was felt at around 11:50 a.m. with a magnitude of 6.5. Its epicenter was located approximately 150 kilometers north of Ocho Rios, St. Anne. Both quakes were reportedly felt also in Cuba, Haiti, and the Bahamas. There were no reports of significant damage nor injuries. The police have identified 3 alleged armed men who were fatally shot early Sunday morning in Rockfort, Kingston. They are O'Shane Stubbs, otherwise known as Moonhead, a laborer, a deliveryman, Kashawn Smith, also called Bimmers, and a car washer, Avando Campbell. All 3 men were from Rockfort in East Kingston. Preliminary reports are that police on patrol sometime after 2 Sunday morning stopped to use an ABM when they were reportedly fired upon by 3 armed men. The police returned the fire, and the 3 suspects were hit, following which the 2 firearms were recovered. The men were then taken to hospital where they were pronounced dead. It's also understood that a police officer was shot and injured during the incident. We're up on a quick break. More news when we return.
Rotted. Johnny, your bag. Jump in the water with fisherman license tonight.
Don't worry about that, man.
Accidents do happen, but easy application for your fishing license from your smartphone makes things a little easier. iRefins allows you to register for any fishing license, permit, or authorization anytime, anywhere. With iRefins, you get faster processing times when you register online from any mobile device or computer. A new system, the iRefins system for fishers like
Me.
And me.
And me.
Ask about iRefins, the new system for fishers and fish farmers. Register today for an easier way.
iRefins is a joint project of the National Fisheries Authority and the Transformation Implementation Unit.
That's me on the corner.
People don't bother feel like you can predict who is going to be in the shop with me. A ship carry you back again. Controversial. How old were you?
8 years old.
Now we're contemplating.
These are the digits. What kind of episode this was?
Another junction in life.
I have 2 left foot there. Yeah, you know. Yeah, man. See the backline of the Nigeria now. This is my show and you will not drop word from me. They even know them things. TJ, I can't say that no. You're going to mash up somehow.
You know, say barber shop just really there ready to make your cut.
So, where you cut before? The cut, okay.
Now I'm where I wanna be.
The Cut is brought to you by Flow.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
This week on Central Expressions.
Today we're out here in Mother Nature. We're at the Gulfview Hotel hosting our first annual Marriage Maneuvers Through Kingdom Principles.
And today at the Black River Film Festival, even though it's so hot, it was good, guys.
And today we'll talk about ownership of land.
Tune in to Central Expressions on CVM TV Sundays at 3 p.m. Repeat Fridays at 9 a.m.
Hi everyone, my name is Kurt Dunn.
Greetings from Cali's Cali Yoga.
Hey, it's Travin Morrison, and I am your National Physical Activity Specialist. And it's time to make a move.
Jamaica. Let's get moving again. Season 2 of the Ministry of Health and Wellness Jamaica Move series is here. Join us Wednesdays at 5 a.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on CVM TV. Let's get moving.
Make a move now.
Our days get a little complex sometimes. Often so many things make sense, yet so many do not. We are being intentional about giving prominence to the big stories in order to clarify and enlighten. Lead Story explains who, what, when, where, why, and how. Lead Story with George Davis, weekdays at 6:30 p.m. on CVM TV.
Find Central Pitside, brought to you by Edgechem, AIM Financial Corporation, Texaco, and Connex.
Knows style.
That jacket! When was you in the Temptations? You are my alter ego.
And Steve gives in to his own temptation. Family Feud.
Brought to you by We Are the Caring Store, waiting to serve you. It's time to experience independent living. Visit us today.
That's me on the corner.
People don't bother feel like you can predict who is going to be in the shop with me. A ship carry you back at controversial. How old were you?
8 years old.
Now we're contemplating.
These are the digits.
What kind of episode this one?
Another junction in life.
I have 2 left foot then, sir. Yeah, man. See the buckle of the Nigeria now. This is my show and you will not drop word from me. They even know them things. TJ, I can't say that now. You're going to mash up some house.
You know, say Baba was really there ready to make your cut.
So, where you cut before? The cut, okay.
Now I'm where I want to be.
The Cut is brought to you by Flow.
Welcome back. Crime and violence have long plagued the island, with more young people getting involved each year. The People's National Party is hoping to change that trend after renewing its community charter and Liberty Code today. Trisha Gay Kelly has more.
The JCF statistics reveal that crime has declined this year. It does not conceal the fact that many crimes committed island-wide are carried out by the country's youth. That's the reason the People's National Party has partnered with the Safer Communities Project to facilitate the renewal of the Community Charter and Liberty Code. The charter, which was reactivated in 2010, then in 2016, seeks to promote initiatives for the youth in light of the PNP's annual youth celebrations in November. This year, the charter was renewed by PNP President Mark Golding, who says there must be a way to strengthen connections with the nation's youth.
That spirit needs to guide us now so that we can really start to make our communities more cohesive. And a lot of it is about opportunities for young people. Young people feel alienated by the system, alienated by life itself. You know, mental illness and emotional trauma are real problems.
It's for this reason he's suggesting a more holistic approach to changing the narrative of young people and their correlation to crime. This method is supported by former Senior Superintendent of Police Steve McGregor, who for years promoted more community involvement.
The police used to be working with the community at the time. We built initiatives where we were part of the football program, we were part of the work initiative. There's work in the private power plant, in cement company, in flour mill. So you have to keep the people interested in what you're trying to get to them.
The PNP is looking to strengthen its efforts in supporting young people and advocating for their needs. Golding says this is one way of addressing the issue of crime in the country.
So we as a party need to have a vision of development which is holistic, which is humanitarian, and which can take Jamaica out of the hole we are now in, and which we seem to be digging ourselves deeper in, and get us back on a pathway of love and life and progress.
Trisha Gay Kelly, CVM News.
Still on crime, Prime Minister Andrew Holness recently hosted a courtesy call with junior mayors from all 14 parishes. When asked if the country would adopt an approach similar to El Salvador's to address crime, the Prime Minister said each country has its own strategy to tackle the issue. And here in Jamaica, he says states of emergency have been effective.
Laws allows us to respond to a crisis that is understood to be a clear and present danger, a threat to public order and public safety. And we have used that to treat with threats to public order, public safety, and personal safety in localized areas. So we have not had a general state of public emergency all over the island. So we have tried to use it to respond to localized issues. And even then, it has been very limited in terms of its general application. And we have put in place checks and balances, and the courts have given directions and guidance and in terms of what needs to happen to improve how it is used. So we have had extraordinary success in using states of public emergency. In fact, if you look at it from a statistical point of view, whenever we have used the state of public emergency, even in the limited way that we have, murders have come down.
I'm constant touch with Mason.
Meanwhile,
the message
in St. James, a businesswoman is dead following a daring daylight attack on Sunday as she was leaving home for church. Althea Graham Dolly was a well-known member of the banking fraternity, whose death has sent shockwaves throughout the parish. As many await the heated by-elections slated for November 22, there is one division that will be tense when the results are announced. Whoever wins this seat could determine the new mayor for Maypen, with a possible tie between the two parties and the number of seats they both hold in the parish. Trisha Gay Kelly has this story. We will return with more news after this break.
Improving our relationship with you.
The Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, PICA, is improving its relationship with you, our valued customer. Our new customer relationship management system will help us to better understand your needs, communicate with you, and address your issues faster. Contact us online and let us help you. The new system is a joint project of PICA and the Transformation Implementation Unit.
Improving our relationship.
Building a better public sector for all.
This week on Central Expressions.
Today we're out here in Mother Nature. We're at the Gulfview Hotel hosting our first annual Marriage Maneuvers Through Kingdom Principles.
And today at the Black River Film Festival, even though it's so hot, it was good, guys.
And today we'll talk about ownership of land.
Tune in to Central Expressions on CVM TV Sundays at 3 p.m. Repeat Fridays at 9 a.m.
What's your story? What's your sign? We're dreamers. Don't care what other people say. We're doing this in our own way. We come alive. We come alive. We come alive. We're doing this in our own way. We come alive.
This week on Central Expressions.
Today we're out here in Mother Nature. We're at the Gulfview Hotel hosting our first annual marriage maneuvers through Kingdom Principles.
And today at the Black River Film Festival, even though it's so hot, it was good, guys.
And today we'll talk about ownership of land.
Tune in to Central Expressions on CVM TV Sundays at 3 p.m. Repeat Fridays at 9.
Back. A look now at the top stories in regional and international news.
We begin with news in the region. On the heels of Hurricane Rafael, Cuba was today rocked by two major earthquakes, one 5.9 magnitude, the other 6.8, that jolted the eastern end of the island. More from Telesur English.
As the network of stations of the Cuban National Seismological Service has recorded a magnitude 6 earthquake at 10:50 local time. This was felt in the eastern region of the country. The event had its epicenter 48 kilometers southeast of Pilon in Granma at a depth of 10 kilometers and was also perceptible in the nearby provinces of Santiago de Cuba, Guantánamo, Holguín, Las Tunas, and Ciego de Ávila. In addition, an aftershock of magnitude 6.8 with a depth of 16 kilometers was also reported by authorities later in the same location. So far, there have been no casualties or damages to infrastructure reported, and this is Cuba's 13th perceptible earthquake in the current year of 2024.
Inflation continues to be a global challenge, and St. Lucia is no exception. But the government says it is taking steps to soften the blow for its citizens. The cost of living was down for discussion at a very instructive forum held recently in St. Lucia. Here's DBS TV News.
The Ministry of Commerce is on a mission to mitigate the effects of inflation. Director of Consumer Affairs Wendy Frederick, speaking at a recent Regional Economic Development Symposium here, outlined several initiatives. Frederick explained that because most inputs and goods in St. Lucia are imported, retail price points at home are largely driven by global market forces, including trade, supply chain issues, and shipping costs.
The duties are calculated on the cost, insurance, and freight to arrive at the landing.
In international news, former U.S. House of Representatives Speaker Nancy Pelosi has said Democrats might have seen more success in the U.S. election if President Joe Biden had quit the race sooner. The details from the BBC.
I think you've seen an awful lot of rancor and resentment on both sides. There is clearly a bit of a split within the party over who to blame for what went wrong here. Was this a fault of Joe Biden for not standing down earlier? Was it a fault of the Harris campaign for the campaign that they ran and the messages that they put forward? And we've seen both sides sort of briefing messages blaming the other, really. Nancy Pelosi, it's worth noting, is a very senior figure within the Democratic Party, and she, it's widely believed, wanted what they call an open primary. So effectively, for Joe Biden to stand down and then the party to have a competition and sort of leave it open to various politicians to come forward and throw their hats into the ring and have an open competition as to who should be the presidential candidate for this election. Now, in the end, what happened was that Joe Biden immediately threw his weight behind the vice president, and she very quickly sewed up the number of votes she needed to have the nomination. And that effectively, Joe Biden putting his thumb on the scales, effectively closed down the option of other people entering the race. Now, the question is, would that have made any difference? Nancy Pelosi suggested that Kamala Harris might still have become the candidate, but she would have effectively been more battle tested.
That's it for regional and international news. I'm Nika Lewis.
Parents are expected to get medical information about their children from doctors and nurses. However, for This Inspire Jamaica, Carolyn Brown was able to have them inject something more. Do apologize for the technical difficulties. We'll be back with more after this break.
the internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Welcome back. Let's now inspire Jamaica with Curlin Brown.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can.
These two women work at the same public hospital in Jamaica, the Black River Hospital in St. Elizabeth. Dorcia Brown-Lyle is a nurse manager for 8 of her 16 years with the Southern Regional Health Authority. Now, in addition to her middle manager role, on her birthday on February 2, 2022, she started a project for children which she hopes will mature.
So the initiative is called New Birth, which stands for New Beginning in Restoring Trust and Hope. So basically it is as simple as 1, 2, 3. So on your birthday, and I know that persons love birthdays, on your birthday you give back on your birthday by purchasing a gift for a newborn. And that gift can be an educational toy, it can be a book, it can be a gift certificate, something that will benefit a neonate. So far, about 60 mothers would have benefited, and yes, neonates from the program. And persons are very enthusiastic, but I just want more persons to be on board.
How do they get in touch with you?
Well, they can email me at newbirth0202@gmail.com.
And all you're asking for them to do is share their love with a child, a baby.
Sure, who was born on their special day, their birthday.
Nurse Brown-Lyle says New Birth is powered by her co-workers, her friends, and her family. And when more people come on board, more children can be mentored, and even their parents, as donors often maintain a link, making it a win-win for everyone.
So here's your chance. Remind us of the initiative.
The initiative is New Birth, which stands for New Beginning in Restoring Trust and Hope. And it is, you simply give back to a baby who was born on your special day, your birthday.
And so we have all of November, all of December, way back to January, all the way to December next year and beyond.
And beyond. And I'm inviting persons to join and come on board. We already have happy mothers and happy babies who have received from this initiative. So I'm encouraging people to come along, because you will be happy at the end of the day.
Now, Dr. Alison Isaacs is a senior resident pediatrics at BRH who sees the fragile, the recovering, and the ugly truth of hurting children too. Sadly, too often, some are bruised when they should be protected. Sensitive scenarios which require empathy.
I'm thinking of a case where a few years ago, I was working in the public system at a hospital, and a young girl came in after being sexually assaulted by someone who she trusted, or her parents trusted enough to allow her to be in their company. But that person obviously wasn't worthy of trust. Even after many years, I still remember that case, and it really grieves my heart when I think about cases like that. And just reminds me how cautious we need to be, and not only on the